Hello, welcome to the channel. So Rasmus Højlund, the young Danish striker, has the pace and he has the strength to fit Erik Ten Hag's team. But us fans, we need to be patient if the club signs him. And I hope that we don't miss out like last time when an opportunity came our way. I mean, it's no secret that United could have signed Erling Haaland in 2018. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjær had him at the Norwegian side Molde. And while he was not quite the renowned goal machine we see today, the young striker was still attracting lots of interest. However, for whatever reason, United at the time chose to forgo the chance of signing him, and the rest is absolute history. I mean, fast forward to present day, and Ireland's an absolute goal machine, scoring goals for fun. And United are looking to firm up, obviously, our interests in a Danish striker, as in Rasmus Højlund. Right now, the club are closing in on signing Mason Mount, so a new forward is a top priority for Erik Ten Hag. I mean, the Atalanta player, as in Hojlund, was not on our top, well, nowhere near the top of our target list earlier this summer, but he is the front man now. I'm a bit excited about it. I really am. But Atalanta themselves, and Hojlund plays for, acted swiftly to secure his services a year ago, forking out €17 million to sign the striker from Sturm Graz. And while his record of 9 goals from 32 league appearances, 20 of which were starts, it's not a fantastic return. Hojlund really did adjust well to Serie A. I mean, Atalanta supporters began to see the best of him this year, with 8 of his 9 league goals coming in the second half of the season. Only 8 players in Serie A scored more in 2023, and injuries to Duvan Zapata gave Hojlund an opportunity to impress. And I think it's widely thought of that he absolutely grabbed it, and now he's seen as maybe a potential star for the future. I mean, Hojlund's stock really started to rise in March when he scored 5 goals across his first 2 appearances for Denmark against Finland and Kazakhstan. It was then that Atalanta realised that they had a star in the making, someone who could command a big fee if they ever decided to sell. But, and this is the important bit, in the making is the key phrase, because Hojlund is nowhere near the finished player. He really isn't. Previously, before Hojlund, United were linked with Harry Kane and Victor Osimhen, who together combined scored 50 league goals between them last season. But obviously, United now decided against Osimhen, way too expensive, could be €150 million plus. And Harry Kane, well, that's still open in the air and we don't really know what's going to happen yet. But United really won't be spending big money on a striker, especially ones that are at the peak. It does look that way. As for Hojlund, he's definitely not at Osimhen or Kane's level right now, but he really does have the potential to grow and to develop into a player on that level. He has some of the attributes that have made Erling Haaland so dangerous. I mean, the City striker combines strength and speed to terrorise defences, and Hojlund, at 6'1", he has a very similar approach. He's a powerful runner who has a burst of acceleration that helps him motor past opponents, and when he gets going, he's really difficult to stop. I mean, his pace would be useful at United. Often we always look to break against opponents in a counter attack, and United basically really scored more goals last season, more counter attacking goals. That is, in 9 we scored 9 than any other team in the Premier League last season. While only one of Hojlund's 9 Serie A goals was deemed to be from a counter-attacking situation. I mean, he obviously has the tools there for United to utilise with the way he plays. However, there is more to his game than simply driving past opponents or latching onto long balls played over the top. I mean, in Erik Ten Hag's favoured 4-2-3-1 formation, a lone striker is expected to score goals, and that's something that we did struggle with last season. But they're also expected to bring others into play. Now, Hojlund does that really well. His pass success rate last season was 74.3%, which was a decent number for a striker and puts him among the top players in Europe. And that also suggests that he can hold up the ball and lead the line and create chances for his teammates. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are definite rough edges to his game that need sorting out. And one of the biggest ones, especially being a striker, is his finishing. I mean, only one United player hit double figures for the league in the league last season, and that was Marcus Rashford with 17. So Ten Hag needs somehow to find someone who can score goals, basically. I mean, Hojlund's return, so that's Hojlund's return of 9 goals in 1,836 minutes last season was okay. In fact, just verging on a little bit poor. In fact, but his age and his general ability, I think, enables you to look at him and think he has the potential. He has a lot of potential. I mean, his conversion rate was just 16.7%, and he missed 11 clear chances. That was the 8th highest number in Serie A, even though he was only on the pitch for 54% of the season. His poor finishing could be improved with the right coaching, and United have someone who can help it, as in Benny McCarthy. Benny McCarthy, he joined United last summer to work with our strikers and was key in Rashford's return to form and that goal haul. I mean, McCarthy helped Rashford become the first United player to hit 30 goals in a season, and that was the first time any United player had done that for a decade. So the first time a United player had hit 30 goals in 10 years, which tells you everything, doesn't it? I mean, Hojlund would undoubtedly benefit from working with the South African, Benny McCarthy, the South African, if you didn't know. I mean, that being said, if we go into the new season with Hojlund as our only striker, I think we'll have trouble. I mean, because there's no doubt that moving to a club with the stature of United will put pressure on him, and he will need to be introduced gradually. I can't see him leading the line. I don't think he's the answer to that right now. He can't be our number one striker. So Ten Hag will have to be patient with Hojlund, but I think he has the potential to take the Premier League by storm. And now, as you can see, I put this stat back up, this little stat box. Here we go. So as you can see, he played 32 games in Serie A last season, scoring 9 goals, providing 4 assists. So remember, 20 of those 32 games, he started the games. So maybe you'd expect more goals from him. As an out-and-out striker, number 9, I would definitely expect more goals. I mean, that is still more goals than we got from Wout Weghorst. And there's no doubt that he has. I mean, Wout Weghorst really, apart from goal scoring, he could hold the ball up. He could introduce other players into play. And that was probably the better side to Weghorst's game, I think. I can't see. I mean, if you're going to be picky and say, well, I don't think he was a good player overall, I'd have to agree. But if you're looking for one positive, it was the fact that he could hold the ball up and he could just, bring other players into play. Well, Hojlund does that well now and better than Wout Weghorst did or ever could. And it's his finishing that needs to be worked on by Benny McCarthy and Ten Hag. So I'm thinking, okay, he's only 20 years old. Maybe there's a lot of room for this guy to grow. And obviously scoring 16 goals across 42 games in all competitions, would United have benefited from an additional 16 goals last season? Would that have meant the difference between third and second? I don't think so. I don't quite think so. Because I think Arsenal were just too good for kind of like 90% of the season. whereas we probably need another, a striker coming in scoring 25, 30 goals. Which is why everybody talks about Harry Kane, because he's proven, and we know we're going to get those goals from him. Whereas Hojlund would be a massive gamble if we put him in as number 9 without, bedding him in, bleeding him in, blooding him in, whatever you want to call it. So United still need to look for a proven striker. The problem is money. So it may be that Hojlund gets thrown in at the deep end, should Atalanta accept any of our bids for him. And we'll just have to wait and see. But I really do think the lad has huge potential. And I'm quite excited about it. United need to be buying these players, adding strength in depth to the squad. And maybe he's not a starter yet. Or maybe he'll just surprise everybody. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, please let me know what you think about the video. Have I missed anything or any points you want to make about Hojlund, negative or positive? It's up to you. It is all about opinion. Please let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please smash a like. And if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.